Ghana Minister of Health in SA on mission to hunt for vaccine manufacturing operations. The African Vaccine Manufacturing Initiative (AVMI) hosted Ghana's Minister of Health Bernard Okoe Boye and his group on Monday, August 12, for a fact-finding tour at the vaccine development and production operations in Cape Town, South Africa. This crucial visit was intended to promote South Africa's vaccine production capabilities and to identify potential areas of collaboration between Ghana and South Africa to improve vaccine accessibility and healthcare infrastructure. The high-level Ghanaian team visited two local South African companies, Biovac and biopharmaceutical company, and Afrigen Biologics Vaccines, a biotechnology company, to see their cutting-edge facilities, research and development labs, production lines, and quality control departments. The government of Ghana is committed fully in supporting the African Manufacturing Initiative and supporting all stakeholders that are on this path of building capacity in the continent, Dr. Okoe Boye said. The visit follows the European Union's EU recent announcement of £32 million, about 636.5 million rands, effort to increase vaccine production in Ghana. Professor William Ampofo, Executive Director of AVMI and Chief Executive of Ghana's National Vaccine Institute, is optimistic that the global initiative will foster local vaccine development. There is a pressing need to strengthen public-private partnerships to support the vaccine industry. The visit aims to enhance collaboration between the two countries, focusing on the opportunities to knowledge exchange and capacity building, as well as advancing public health and biotechnological innovation, Prof. Ampofo said. The 11-member group included representatives from Ghana's Ministry of Health, Ministry of Finance, the Food and Drugs Authority, vaccine production companies, and local research institute experts. AVMI represents over 18 manufacturers on the continent, and with the backing of the Africa Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, has established itself as the voice of the African vaccine production business. On the other hand, China builds new platform for Sino-African entrepreneurship. China Hunan has a new Sino-African landmark, the China-Africa Economic and Trade Headquarters buildings, which is designed to host and support Chinese and African firms engaging in bilateral trade and investment. 2. With heavy participation of private companies, China-Africa cooperation has diversified from infrastructure, mining and agriculture to logistics, digital economy, clean energy, finance, and others. 3. It is the latest effort China has made to spur the private sector's cooperation with Africa. For Taiwan-based China Communications Media Group, a crucial steer in the venture into Africa starts a little closer to home in Yunnan, a central province, and the Chinese mainland. Aspiring to expand its sales network of electric vehicles into Africa, the company will first set up a subsidiary inside the China-Africa Economic and Trade Headquarters building in Hunan's province capital Changsha, leveraging the many preferential policies and constellation of Chinese and African companies at the site. We've long wished to explore the African market, but our journey had been circuitous, said the company's chairman Louis Yao Yan. Now many like-minded companies gather here. I believe our exchanges and cooperation can lead to common prosperity. Opened on June 13, the building is the largest Sino-African landmark in Yunnan, one of the most active Chinese provinces in economic ties with Africa and the trailblazer in China-Africa cooperation. Spanning over 100,000 square meters, the building is designed to host Chinese and African firms engaging in bilateral trade and investment, and providing them with subsidies and a range of services from policy consultations to financial support. Since its launch, more than 30 companies and associations in the fields of the engineering, technology and research, telecommunications, and others have settled in the building, whose trade with Africa is projected to reach 30 billion yuan, which is 4.2 billion on US dollars, over the next 3 years. The Mali Business Center, among the building's first occupants, was set up with an aim of serving Mali companies in China and helping Chinese firms make investments in the West African countries. We hope to become a home for the numerous Mali companies operating in China and help them explore the Chinese market, said the center's director Khalifa A. Diop. Guangdong-based Africa-China Association for Cooperation, Development and Investment (ACACDI) also plans to register a company at the Changsha headquarters, which promises rent exemptions, subsidies, and other support. Hunan is famous for leading China's cooperation with Africa, said Abdullah El-Fried, vice chairman of ACACDI. And we believe the building will become a bridge for deepening exchanges, enhancing understanding, and expanding cooperation between China and Africa. China has remained Africa's largest trading partner for 15 consecutive years, with bilateral trade reaching a record $282.1 billion in 2023, according to the Ministry of Commerce. While Chinese investments in Africa are often represented by large state-owned enterprises building railways, ports, and power stations in Africa, smaller private companies are increasingly credited with boosting trade, creating jobs, and channeling technology and investments into diverse sectors. With heavy participation on private companies, China-Africa cooperation has diversified from infrastructure, mining and agriculture to logistics, digital economy, clean energy, finance, and others, said Tu Tianping, head of the China-Africa Economic and Trade Promotion Council. These companies are bringing technologies and know-how into Africa, especially in renewable energy, agriculture, and digitalization, which is beneficial of Africa's modernization, Tu said. In recent years, China has put various mechanisms in place to spur private cooperation with Africa, including China-Africa Economic and Trade Expo and China-Yunnan Pilot Free Trade Zone. Yunnan often hosts such pioneering policies with its strength in agriculture technology, equipment manufacturing, and infrastructure construction. Shen Yimou, who heads Yunnan's Department of Commerce, said the building would encourage more small and medium-sized Chinese companies to invest in Africa by pooling together resources and by providing channels and localization services. Micro, small, and medium-sized companies are more concerned about the costs and risks involved in their journey to Africa, so our goal is to create a safer and more efficient ecosystem for them, he said. Meanwhile, the building is expected to guide more African companies into China to tap into the sprawling market of the world's second-largest economy. Thanks to expeditious government handling of Africa-related services and its proximity to the manufacturing powerhouse of Guangdong, Yunnan has become an ideal springboard for African companies hoping to enter China, said Luo Qing, General Manager of Changsha Starlink Foreign Enterprise Comprehensive Services Co. Limited. Many African companies have set their sights on Yunnan and the new headquarters, said Luo, whose company offers foreign trade services to other companies. We expect the building to become a leading platform for China-Africa trade in the near future. And that's it from Injibs Africa. Stay tuned to USA politics and updates.